Yeah, so my name is Ioana. Today we're going to be covering how you can watch TV and movie shows online. You don't only need to have a TV box or a satellite dish or go off video cassettes and DVD ROMs like back in the day. Now you can carry it with you anywhere on your phone, on your computer, or to watch it through your TV with all of these different programs that we're going to cover today. So video streaming, the way it works is that you load a video or a movie and you'll be able to watch it instantaneously. So you don't need to wait for downloads and wait like an hour or two for your movie to load. As soon as you click on something that you want to watch, you'll be able to watch it instantaneously because the media comes through as a continuous stream of data. Once you click it, and it'll start playing like that. So one of the benefits of this is that you don't need to wait for your show to come on next week or however you usually have it scheduled. Maybe wait for a new movie to come out. As soon as it's uploaded, it's right there available for you to click and watch it. So it does save you that waiting game, but often this will lead to maybe what's called binge watching, if anyone's familiar with that, where you can just watch TV all day. So it might be a trap that we find ourselves in, especially nowadays, which is a good and bad thing that we have things to keep us busy with. But yeah, just be mindful of how much you're watching. I know it's easy to sometimes overdo it. So as I mentioned before, we can watch this on our TVs, on our phones, tablets, or computers. All we need to do is pick one of these services that we want to use, download the application, and then we'll be on our way to watching. So there are many options that you can choose, and these are just some of the ones that you see on your screen. We'll go over these, like Macaulay said, in quite a bit of detail as to the different plans and the different services that they offer. So we'll get started with that. So as I was saying, they have different ways that you can access this, different plans, different pricing, whether you're going to have advertisements on this or not. That's a big factor in the cost. Most of these also, by the way, have a free trial period where you can just maybe sign up for a week or 2 weeks or a month and try it out that way and see if it works for you, because sometimes you might like a certain service, and then you realize that there are other shows that you would like to watch, but they're not offered on there. So a trial period is something that you can keep in mind, that there's so many options out there, and you can try all of them if you want. So some of these programs are focused to different they offer different things, such as some of them are focused on movies, some of them are focused on TV shows, others will offer you specific genres that you can watch, and some of them are available only in certain countries. I know that obviously in the United States, whoever is over there, you guys have very many options that you can access. In Canada, I don't know why sometimes we get less, but you can watch from essentially around the world, and you can have shows in different languages. If English is not your native language, you can find subtitles. So there's quite a bit of benefit to using these streaming services as opposed to traditional TV, satellite, DVDs, all of that. So the first one we're going to talk about today is Netflix. The cheapest plan that you can get from them is $8.99, and it goes up to $15.99 a month. The way that these work is they're tiered. The basic plan will allow you to watch only on one screen at once, going up to 2 or 4 screens. So for example, if you have multiple people in your family and you wanted to, let's say, share the cost of a plan, you could get a standard plan or a basic plan or even a premium plan, and you could all be able to use this service at a certain cost, but you would have to be mindful of when someone's watching, if you were on the basic plan, because let's say I'm watching here and my brother wants to watch something as well at the same time as me on his screen, then we wouldn't both be able to watch on the basic plan. Really, this isn't such a big deal for my family, because we'll just watch together, or we'll try and come to some sort of compromise if it's possible. But you do have all those different options, which is quite a good service. Also, Netflix doesn't have any advertisements. Obviously, you do pay for the service, so they don't offer any advertisements to block your viewing time. And it has many different shows and movies available to you. Thing that's more recent is that they've created something called Netflix Originals. A lot of these other services have them. They would be specific to the service that's being offered. But so what a Netflix Original is that Netflix has decided to produce and pay for all of the costs of making a show. They've come to agreements with different TV producers to create certain movies or certain TV series that they own themselves and are only broadcast on Netflix. And you can use this internationally, except if you're in Syria, Crimea, China, and North Korea, which I don't think many people are traveling now, but that's something to keep in mind in the future. So Hulu is the second service that we're going to be covering. The plan has a much wider price range, going from $6 to $55 a month on a 2-screen streaming limit. So like we were talking about before, Netflix offers 1, 2, or 4 screens that you can watch at once, and Hulu in this case offers 2. In their lowest price point, which is $6, that tier does include advertisements, but the higher you go, the more you want to pay them, the less advertisements you get. You can also watch different programs such as HBO shows and Showtime, which is quite an exclusive option. As we know, HBO back in the day just used to be on HBO. Now you can watch it through Hulu, which is a pretty special option. You can also watch what's called live TV, which is what was kind of asked before, where you get all of the shows that are currently on TV, and you can actually watch them through Hulu. You don't need to have a separate satellite. You can just watch through this app. And just like Netflix, Hulu offers its own original shows produced by them, with quite a few movies and TV shows in total. If you have their live TV option, you'll also get more channels on top of just the basic movies and TV shows. This is only available in the United States. So our next option we have today is called Crave. Some of you may have heard about it. It's only in Canada, as opposed to Hulu, which is only in the United States. The plans go from $10 to almost $20 a month, with the same screen streaming limit as Hulu. Again, we have access to different channels like HBO, Showtime, and Stars. The live TV option at a higher price point will give you around 6 cable channels. You won't have any advertisements on this one. And you will get, just like the other ones, basic movies, basic TV shows, and things produced by Crave. However, unlike Hulu, which had almost 2,500 movies and 1,650 TV shows, for Crave, we're looking at around 208 movies, but many TV shows, around 1,250 of them. So there are a lot of different viewing options for this one as well, though it's less than Hulu. Now we have another service called Prime, which is owned by Amazon, and it will be an additional cost of $8.25 per month onto your Prime membership. You can watch on 3 screens at once, which is a bit more than the other ones at this lower price point. It doesn't have any advertisements, and it has many, again, Amazon produced movies and TV shows on here, and it offers quite a few movies at around 12,000 and 1,200 TV shows. Again, it's not available in Syria, Iran, China, and North Korea. Now, Disney is another newer service provider. It offers different memberships ranging from $7 a month to $70 per year on 4 screens that you can watch at once. It does not have any advertisements, but it has, again, those specific original Disney content movies and TV shows, such as stuff from Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and 20th Century Fox. It offers you around 500 movies and 100 TV shows. It's available in all of those countries listed below. I'll just go through them quickly. In the US, Canada, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Austria, Germany, Ireland, Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland, India, and the United Kingdom. So you can watch in those specific countries. If you are going to be getting this for a year and you're going to be traveling hopefully later on in the future, you might want to consider whether this is going to be a good option for you.
Okay. I was going to step in. So the other thing with Disney is it actually, compared to the other services, it actually has the same content in all countries compared to Netflix, which has regional based content, which is only available in select countries.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of these services, a lot of their viewing options are based on the distribution contracts that the production companies have with certain channels. So since Disney owns all of its own content, you won't find Disney content anymore on basically any other streaming service. Now that they have their own streaming service, all the content they own, they house exclusively on Disney Plus. So that's Pixar, Marvel, National Geographic, and 20th Century Fox. They own all of those.
Also, Disney and Hulu are also available as a package as well.
Ah, cool.
Yep.
Thank you. It's good to know. So we have another service that's being offered called Hoopla. It's a digital streaming service that's available to library users so that you can use your ebooks, audiobooks, music, and then of course for what we're talking about, movies and TV shows. It does not have any advertisements. Macaulay, I see that there's no price points on this one. Does that mean it's free?
It is free. So it's if your library subscribes to Hoopla, all you have to do is go on, type in your library and your library card number, and you can get free access. So it's not up to you to subscribe, it's up to your library system. So if they're subscribed, you can go. I know the Toronto Public Library is subscribed, and most major townships and cities will have probably subscriptions to this service.
So you can still watch at home as long as you log in on the library.
As long as you have a library card, yes.
Cool, that's good to know. And yeah, I guess since we're talking a lot about Toronto and Canada, they have BBC, PBS, and other movies and courses. And you can access it in the US and Canada. We have another service called Tubi. It's kind of hard to see the name up there because it's in black, but it has a free streaming service, but you will be watching advertisements here and there because it's free. It has movies and TV shows. And it will have less TV and more movies, but it will offer you a lot of older TV shows from back in the day. And most of the content comes from producers like Lionsgate, Paramount, MGM, and Starz. So like we said before, it has a lot more movies at around 20,000 movies. It's available in the US, Canada, UK, and Mexico. And we have another service called Archive. It gives you free service, specifically movies and TVs, but it will also give you access to content like books, music, and more things. There are around 4 million videos on this site, including many television news programs. So this might be a service that you would use if you're interested for getting news coverage, older cartoons, and early film and TV. So as a free service, this might be something you might be interested in checking out.
I'd say it's a great service if you're feeling nostalgic. It's just a lot of old content, and you can revisit any news story from any day. Basically, a lot of it's there, and so you can like relive historic moments by watching the news coverage for that day, which is really interesting and a cool thing to.
So the thing with these online or virtual ways of accessing movies and TV shows that have kind of taken over from back in the day when Blockbuster was around. Now you just, by the click of a button, you can rent or buy a movie or a TV show online. You would do this primarily through Amazon Prime, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and Vudu. So if you don't want to subscribe to a larger service and pay these monthly or maybe yearly fees, you could just find what you're looking for on these specific providers. So you would just search up what you're looking for. You can watch the trailers for free to see if you're interested in it, and then watch this. If you do want to watch a couple of movies or TV shows per month, you might end up spending more money on an option like this because the movies will cost anywhere from maybe $3, $4, $5 just to rent, even up to $6, I think it is. And then if you want to buy it, it might even cost you around $15, $20. So if you are really keen on just having a couple of select things that you want to buy or rent, then this might be a good service for you. But again, there are so many different options here. It's all about what you want and what you're interested in doing and how you want to spend your time. So I know we covered a lot of the bigger streaming services, but there are other ones that we haven't gone into too much detail, but I'll just briefly describe them. For example, we have what's called BritBox, which is owned by BBC, entirely British content. You could probably find some Mr. Bean or something on there from back in the day. For example, Pride and Prejudice as well, Doctor Who, and Fawlty Towers. Then there's another streaming service, which is called the Criterion Channel. It says that it provides important classic and contemporary movies, which is quite interesting and sounds exclusive. And then we have Crunchyroll, which has anime and manga, which is kind of like a Japanese animation. For those of you who are familiar, you'll definitely like this option. But yes, it's only Japanese animation movies and TV. Then we have another service called Acorn TV with content from the UK, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Spain, and Mexico, which offers TV only. Then we have YouTube Premium, which allows you to watch YouTube videos and some movies and shows, including, again, the YouTube content that they've made on their own original videos and movies. And we have Apple TV Plus, which is iTunes or Apple's version of streaming movies and shows with their own content.
Excuse me, are these free, all of these?
No, you have to pay for them.
Mhm.
We just there's so many services already, and even I'm getting overwhelmed going through all of them. So just to go in depth on all of these would be a lot. But this is kind of just to show you that there's so many different options, and it might be helpful to take this as kind of a first step, a first introduction into streaming services, and then maybe later just go through the PowerPoint or watch the video again. And now that you've heard it once, you can process it twice and really kind of see what you're into and what would work for you. So I'm going to hand it over to Macaulay, who's going to give us a little introduction into a streaming site that she's chosen. Yeah, you'll get a glimpse into what it's like to watch things through your computer or TV or iPhone.
So I'm just going to take you through Netflix because it's kind of, you know, it's the most, I guess, recognizable name and platform. And a lot of these platforms, they'll have small differences, but they'll all be generally have like similar buttons, similar ways of navigating them. So once you've created a Netflix account, if you do have an account that, you know, allows you to view on multiple computers, you'll have be able to set up multiple profiles so you can manage your profile. So this is one I share with my family. So my brother went through and gave us all photos of characters from shows. So basically this allows you to, each person has their own kind of channel, which allows you to watch your own content and so you're not, your content and your algorithms, because if you watch certain shows, Netflix will, or any of these streaming services will give you algorithms that will suggest new shows to you. So if those things won't get mixed up, you'll have a channel that's basically very specific to you and your likes and dislikes. So this is my my page. So when you first log on, you'll see that up here you have all of these kind of tabs. You have this Netflix tab, which if you click takes you to the home page. Same with the home tab. You have your TV shows, so you can go in here to just browse TV shows. Adding new shows, whether it's original content or stuff that they've just gotten access to. And then you'll have something called My List, which is you can save content that you want to watch. I only have 4 on here. But if you see something that hasn't come out yet that you want to watch, you can save it to your list, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, and it will all be there. You also have a search option, so you can search for a specific show. So say you had a specific movie in mind, you want to watch Harry Potter, you can click it in here, and then you will give you all the Harry Potter options. It will also give you similar titles. So say you want to watch something that is like Harry Potter, but you want to watch something, I guess, sci-fi or to do with magic, but you don't know what. You can type in the name of something that you know is similar, and it will give you a lot of options that are like that. So like Lord of the Rings, Hunger Games, and Twilight are all similar titles, so they've been grouped together here. So if we go back to the home page, so the home page is just basically, it will list a bunch of shows. It will do this annoying thing where it sometimes plays trailers for things automatically. But you'll be able to see, it will categorize things. So you'll be able to see popular on Netflix. So these are things that a lot of people are watching. You can see what's trending now. So what people are watching right this instant a lot. So this is more like generally popular, and this is like right this day, this hour, this is what's being the most watched. And then if you go down, you can see, say, for example, the top 10 in Canada today. These are what people are watching. You'll be able to go to those Netflix originals. So there's a bunch of them. and so on. So basically, a lot of these sites will look the same. They'll offer kind of the same algorithms that provide you with shows you might like. You can search things. A lot of them do have these options at the top where you can go TV show, and then from there you can select genres. And yeah, like I said, a lot of these will look the same. Getting to know them is just about kind of clicking around and figuring it out. When you do want to watch something, you can click on a title, and it will just, if you've already watched the show, it will play automatically from where you left off. So I was on season 7 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so it started. But if you want to be able to view all the episodes and select a specific episode, on this you'll just press this little arrow here, and it will bring you to this page in which you can view all of the episodes from all of the seasons, and you can select a specific episode, or else you can view more shows like this, or you can just read a bit more about the show, its rating, the genre it's in, the cast and creators and stuff like that. So I know I went through that kind of quickly, and there's a lot, as you can see, there's a lot of content. It's kind of never ending. But yeah, that just means there's a lot to choose from, and understanding that there's a lot to choose from on this, but it doesn't even have everything. A lot of these shows are housed on different platforms everywhere. So if there are specific shows you're interested in watching, rather than just choosing a specific service, I would do some research to figure out what shows or movies you like, what service they're on, if you're thinking about subscribing to one, just so you can know where to find them. Like I said, you have to note that a lot of the content on these sites is always subject to change. So as distribution contracts expire, shows will get bought and sold by different services. For example, Netflix used to have a bunch of TV shows that were based on Marvel content, comics. But because Disney owns Marvel, when they created their own streaming services, they revoked the rights for Netflix to use that content. So now I think the shows are still up, but they will be removed. And Disney will be continuing those shows on their platform. Or else, like on there, I saw that there were the last 4 Harry Potter movies, but not the first 4. So it just means that in Canada, Netflix doesn't have the rights to the first 4 Harry Potter movies, but it does have to the last. So that's going to change. And even if something is on a platform now, when those contracts run out, they could be moved to another platform. So that's just something to be aware of. And like we said before, a lot of these services offer free trials. So if you want to try a service and do a free trial, that's a great option to get to know it and figure out if you like it. But be sure, if you are not interested in using it anymore, to cancel that free trial before it ends, because you will get charged, because when you start the free trial, you have to put in your credit card information. But as long as you cancel it beforehand, you won't get charged. And all of the services we mentioned, with the exception of the Internet Archive, which is that one that has all the old news footage, they can be watched on a tablet, your phone, computer, or a smart TV. I would suggest that if you do want to set it up on a smart TV, that you need to set up your account on a phone, tablet, or computer beforehand, and then you'll just be able to log in on your smart TV. But you want to create that account and manage it in some ways from your computer or device, and then your smart TV is just a way to watch it